Okay, here's another Farmall F-12 project update. As you can see, naked tractor. Last Sunday, which would have been the 25th of September, I decided that I'd just hook onto the engine and get it out of here and put it on the workbench. And then I rolled the rest of it outside and hit it with a pressure washer. And it's not squeaky clean. I'll have to still hit in there in the transmission with some diesel and some other stuff, but it's to where I can work on it. I got rid of about a ½ inch of mud and crud in here, and it's pretty much where it's going to go. I'm going to take off maybe the handles here, and I'll probably have to replace a couple seals in there, but other than that, the transmission's done, other than that cleaning. And on the front end, since I already have to take off the front end to replace that lower bolster, I think what I'll do is I'll block up the transmission and I'll just go ahead and pull them two frame rails. That way I can clean them up good. It's only there's 6 bolts per side here, and then of course the front end, but I already have that off. That frame rail was just totally almost compacted full of mud and crud. There's still a little bit left there, but nothing too special. Vicious attack cat. And here's the drawbar. I pulled that off the other day. Over here I have a few parts. There's the clutch housing and cover, and the flywheel, and governor housing, and some brake parts in there. And over here's the clutch. It's a little oily because the rear seal was leaking, but I think it'll clean up, and I'll scuff it up, and it ought to have a lot of life left into it. And one thing I wanted to show you, here's some hefty 1-zip bags, and they're the pretty stout, a little bit bigger than sandwich size here. They are just a storage slider, and they work pretty good for storing parts in. When I took anything apart, I'd put the nuts or the bolts in the bag and then label it there to where it went. That way, easy storage, and I wouldn't have to wonder where the bolts for everything went. But that's just an idea, and it's a lot better than throwing everything in a bucket than have to dig through it again. Now, one thing I found here, this is the front motor mount, and as you can see, it's been cut. I think probably sometime during its lifetime somebody had trouble getting that bolt out, so they used a torch. They got a little bit deep, so what I'll have to do, since it's cast steel, I'll have to just build that up with weld and grind it back out, make it look a little better. But the block here, I noticed a big difference between this and the F-20 block. There's a couple of wear marks, one right there and one right there, plus there's 2 alignment pins. Now the F-20 only has 1 alignment pin, and you need a special tool to get it off. But this has 2 alignment pins, so it makes it easier to get the flywheel on, and those wear marks, they correspond to 2 threaded holes on the flywheel, and you just thread a couple of bolts down there and it just pushes itself right off. So, and then of course I'll pull off the caps and the bearings and the pistons sometime here in the next 2 or 3 days, and then I can finish tearing the block down and start building back up again. But I'll keep plugging along and update as I go.